Hello. So we are on day one of the January reset. So I'm excited about this. I've been looking forward to it all week, and it's been lovely to see so many people join in on the run up to it. So thank you for that, and thanks for your patience, because I know some of you have been in the group for quite a while and you've had to wait until now until we actually can get started. But hopefully you're all motivated and really ready to go. So you might notice that this is a video. I'm not live in Facebook, I'm live in something called StreamYard. All that means is I can record this. I'm going to record these videos and the workouts, and I'm going to save them into the YouTube playlist. So for everyone who takes part and whose email I have, for the people who signed up, at the end I'm going to send you an email with a link to YouTube as well as Facebook, so that you can dip back into all of these videos that I've done over the course of that I'll do over the next 5 days. So you'll have everything that we do now. So there might be things that you want to go back and revisit and keep looking at. And I want to make sure that you've got all of that information to hand when we're done on Tuesday, I think it will be. Okay, so today is the start. And the key thing that I want to talk about today is, and this is going to be something that I'm going to encourage you to do every day, and I will put little reminders and prompts in the group to tell you to do it. And what I want you to do is just spend a little bit of time, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever you can fit in, to actually remember what your goals are for this 5 days. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit in a sec. But first of all, I want to tell you how I've used this. Now, a few of you may know, some of you know me anyway, and I gave up drinking alcohol about 2 years, well, a bit more than 2 years ago, actually. And the reason I did it was because I did a dry January that was torture. I was in the worst mood you could imagine for not drinking, and I thought, that's no good. Something not right here if it's so difficult to not have alcohol for a month. And it took me another 8 months actually after that to give up drinking, and it was a really hard thing to do. I had my own business. My life was really stressful for lots of things, as on all of our lives. And for me, there was a time on an evening where a glass of wine on the sofa was the thing that marked out sort of decompressing from the day and not working. So it was a really difficult thing to remove that. And I wasn't drinking too much, to be honest. It was 1 or 2 glasses of wine, more at the weekends. But that was just a real thing that I was so heavily reliant on. And the biggest thing that made me able to stop drinking was literally the first thing that I did every morning. Firstly, I joined a support group, and every single morning I got up and I spent a little bit of time on a support group or reading stuff about giving up drinking to remind me of what I wanted to do. And when I looked back, I didn't really think about it much at the time, but when I looked back, the thing that made me able to do something that was actually really hard for me was the fact that I was staying connected to my goal every single day for long enough until that not drinking became a habit. And that was massively helpful. Now, the reason I'm telling you that, it's got nothing to do with what we're doing in the group, wanting to eat healthier, move more, find the motivation, is I want you to set up a practice for the next 5 days where you just connect yourself each morning with what you want to achieve. Now, this is important because, and I've written this here, and I'm going to pretty much read from it. So when you see my eyes going down, I'm looking at my paper. But it's about being able to remember every day what's really important to you and what you want to prioritize. Okay, and all of this goes back to people's health. We're all doing this for health, or we don't feel good in the size that we are, or how difficult it is for us to move around. But we have to recognize that is a massive priority. Now, as women, we would have, your head's going to be full of 1,000,001 things to do all of the time. And if you haven't got things that are urgent, you can think of something to distract you, to tidy something up, to put a wash on. There'll always be something that you could be doing. Okay. And when you're in that mood or mode of always having this brain that's just on 24/7, and you're always trying to either remember what you have to do or anticipate what you're going to need to do or someone else needs to do, it's very easy to forget that you needed to go for a walk for 15 minutes and fit that into your day. Or it's very easy to forget that you were going to try and eat a healthier meal and just end up running out of time and grabbing something that wouldn't be on your plan. And it's not always that we willfully think, can't be bothered, I'm too lazy, I'm not doing this today. We just get distracted, we just get distracted from what we really want. And the idea then of setting up this little practice every morning for 5 minutes is to actually take the time out of your morning to remember and really think about what you want, what your goal is. You want to think about why it's so important to you. And I find when we get to this age, into your late 40s, early 50s, we realise if we don't make some changes, we can start to see how our health is health, it's plural of health, or how our health could deteriorate in the future. We want to be healthy, we want to enjoy our retirement, we want to enjoy our lives once the kids have gone up and left home. We still want to have fun. We're not anyway over the hill. And when you're younger, you sort of take all that for granted. I think we stop taking that for granted now. So you need to take a little bit of time out of your day to remember that your health, your well-being, your happiness in your body, and your ability to live confidently and have a good time in your life is a massive priority. It's a bigger priority than putting a wash on. It's a bigger priority than having a clean house. It's a bigger priority than maybe doing something for a teenager that can probably do it for themselves. I'm guilty of that. And when we think about our lives, we very often let other things become our priority. And this little practice is a way of you re-establishing that your goals are your priority. But you have to get into the habit of doing that every day. Otherwise, you will forget. You'll forget very quickly, because someone's going to turn up at some point and want something else and distract you and you're off. But one of the earliest things that you do in the morning is to make sure that you do that every day. Has to be a non-negotiable for the next 5 days. Now, I don't know what your morning routine is like, and this doesn't need to have to take you a long time. But if you're the first person up in your house and you come into the kitchen, maybe you just leave a little book with something written down on it on the kitchen counter, so that the first thing you do when you come in and put the kettle on, you're going to see it. Or you stick a post-it note on the kettle, something like that. Maybe you're not the first up and you've got a little bit of time in bed. I'm laughing here because I can't imagine there's many people who do it, and you might want to have a note on your bedside table that says the same thing. So before you get out of bed, you can have a look at that. Maybe you pick your phone up before you do anything in the morning. Maybe you change your screen saver in the morning for this week to have a little message saying that your priority this week, and these are your goals. And in doing that, you're just going to have this little reminder every day, and that's going to help you. It sounds a bit naff, doesn't it? But it allows you to stay connected to that goal that you've got. You'll have a bigger goal, I'm sure, and you'll have a goal for this week, and it helps you to stay connected to that. So that's what I want you to do today. So let me know if you do it. Let me know what you think of this. These videos aren't great for posting comments in, unfortunately. You have to accept some privacy stuff. So just if you want to go around that, just drop a post in the group and let me know what you think about this. I'll put a little post in there anyway, just sort of writing this down, so that if you want to come back and recap later on, you've got an easier recap rather than having to spend 10 minutes watching a video. Okay, so that's thought of the day, task of the day for day one. All right then. Food for thought. Right, where's my mouse to turn this off? Right, have a good morning. Oh, it's nearly lunchtime. Right, I'll see you later on for the workout. All right, bye. We're going. No, we're still here.